Brain box.
Woman think I work at McDonald's because I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Super shirt. So this happens a couple days ago and it was one of the weirdest things that happened to me. I'm on mobile. So I was at McDonald's getting a chicken sandwich after school. I was in no way in any resemblance to our employee at all, as I was in a DBS shirt and black jeans. As I'm leaving with my bag on my back, a woman starts yelling about an employee leaving early. Then the voice gets closer till I feel a sharp tap on my shoulder. I turn around and look confused as I don't know this woman. She tells me to get back behind the counter. I tell her, lady, I don't work H. She frickin' lost it. She screamed in my face that I would be fired if I don't get back to work and take her order. I attempted to walk out the door, but I was grabbed by my bag and dragged by this dummy to the door to the registers. I just told an employee to get the manager, and he was confused as to why a random child in high school was there. He went to get the manager while this stiff nugget is snapping in my face to look at her. Me being me, threw a cup at her. She went ballistic. She screamed at the top of her lungs to get the manager and fire this fucking weeb. I just have the most uncanny valley face on just staring at this moron. The manager walks out to ask the problem, looks at me, tells me that the area I was in was employees only, and the demon tells him I'm an employee. He tells her no, and I left and got a free shake. Wholesome IDWHL. So I had a very British encounter today. I was in Smith's buying a book, and while I was looking for a new suitable bookmark, an elderly man approached me and quite politely asks, "Are you staff, young man?" I responded just as courteously back, "No sir, but can I help?" Turns out the man was looking for some folding glasses. There were some on the spinning rack thing with the bookmarks, but wasn't the ones he wanted. Once we both had a good look in the immediate area, the man behind the till returned and told the man that they are unavailable and have been for some time. The elderly man said something that made me beam. Don't know why it just did. I bid you two gentlemen a good day. I got my book with a new bookmark and left. Was a very polite and British encounter. The funny thing was, I was in my boots, jeans and a dark grey t-shirt with my headphones in. Made me laugh. Kind of regret I didn't get my epic IDWHL moment, but quite happy and glad with the whole encounter itself. I've yet to meet my Karen, but when I do, I shall be ready, I hope. Why do they let cripples work here? I don't. For context, I use a walking stick for mobility. I'm 29 and look a bit younger, so I do encounter random and rude folks armed with misconceptions about disability. Anyway, I was in a large supermarket on my own. I was browsing some condiment jars when a woman comes up to me. This woman was a good bit older than me, dressed in a business suit, and had the look of someone who thought their crap didn't stink. She asks me where the bread was. I was taken off guard, so I had to pause to think. As I was about to respond, God, how do you not know where it is? You work here. Are you new? The employees wore black trousers and green polo shirts. I was wearing a black maxi skirt and a baggy pink t-shirt. Me, I don't work here, but I think the bread is down towards the bakery. Aren't you going to take me there, or do I have to get the manager? Me, look, I don't work here. I'm trying to do my shopping. Head to the bakery, and I'm sure the bread will be there. I turn to leave. She clocks my walking stick. She obstructs my path away, knowing I'm not very able to dodge her. Why do they let cripples like you work here anyway? You're useless. Me, for the last time, I don't work here. I'm just doing my shopping. Now leave me alone, or I'll get an employee. At this point, an employee springs into action and tells the woman that I don't work here, but he can help. She walks off, tutting something about useless millennials. The employee told me he'd seen her hassling me and asked if I was alright. I said I'd be fine, but thanked him for bailing me out of the situation. He likely doesn't get paid enough for dealing with this nonsense. Okay, I'll call my manager. I never assumed I'd ever meet a person like this, but she was just such a Karen, and I want to share. I'm a 21-year-old, and I had a job after doing some high school, the Danish equivalent at least, stuff. I was once in Bilka. I live in Denmark. Imagine an average store. I worked in a factory where I made Lego bricks. I know, that sounds extremely stereotypical, considering Lego is Danish. Whatever, I was in Bilka, just getting a new t-shirt, because I liked the fabric. This lady comes up to me at one point, and I didn't notice her. She pokes me on the shoulder and starts asking me a ton of questions. Where are the green section? Where do I find XXXX? Are you listening? Etc. After questioning me for what felt like an hour, she gets upset and she just tells me that she wants to talk to my manager. Please keep in mind, at this point in the morning, around 6 o'clock, I'm still pretty damn tired. So I just pulled out my phone and called my manager. So, I call in, on my day off, going, "Hey Jamie, not actual name, there's a woman here who wants to talk to you." I handed her the phone, and she starts complaining. My boss/manager literally just said 2 sentences. "Boss, why are you talking to my employee on his day off?" And, "Boss, I run a factory on the outskirts of blank." She gave me back my phone, and just went on with her day. I kinda wanna know if she was in the same state of mind as me, since I didn't look anything like the people who worked at the place. Not quite the norm, but I wanted to share. I read these posts constantly. As someone who worked plenty of retail/customer service jobs, I'm all too familiar with Karens. But this very short post was just to share that today at a big box store where the employees generally wear some form of blue shirt/vest and whatever pants, I made the mistake of wearing my blue work shirt while shopping. In the 10 minutes I was there, I was stopped by 2 people asking where something was. As I said, I was wearing something pretty close to the store uniform, but I also had big headphones and sunglasses on, prescription ones, but shrug. Luckily both almost immediately realized I didn't work there and were kind. But they also both just walked up and bluntly stated the item they wanted. No excuse me, or even where is this? Just, item. I didn't realize I even did that until today, and noticed how rude it seems. But again, they were nice, after noticing I didn't work there. After typing this, I feel like it's probably not even worth posting, so remove it if needed. Excuse me, I know you work here. Obviously not. Was told to post this here instead of in Talus from retail. Sorry for any mistakes as I'm on mobile. This happened while I was taking a CNA, nurse's assistant, class. One day my boyfriend picked me up from school and we decided to go get some groceries while we were out. Mind you, I was in full scrubs, and I was also in not the best mood. So we are standing in an aisle, and I'm a few feet from my boyfriend looking at something on the shelf, when I hear excuse me, behind me. I turn around, and it's this middle-aged woman yelling, "Woman, excuse me, what? W, where are the command strips for frames? M, I don't work here." She gets pissed, and rolls her eyes like oh yeah right, then asks me again. W, just tell me where the department is. M, I don't know, I don't work here. W, I'm a customer here, and am about to spend $400 in this store. I'm literally in scrubs, telling her I don't work there. I don't know what else to say to her, so I just start walking away. W, excuse me, I know you work here. M, yes, excuse you. I told you I don't work here, lady. Leave me the hell alone. My boyfriend and I walked away after that, and luckily she didn't follow. How someone can be that obnoxious and stupid is beyond me. I sympathize with anyone who crosses paths with her. Never thought it would happen to me until it did. Reading this sub for ages, and I always thought it would never happen to me. I'm way out of the demographic for retail workers, I thought, when at a local drugstore to pick up some baby medicine, a lady asked me if I knew where the washrooms were. Not a Karen, as she was quite nice about it, but just saw a black jacket and black jeans. Drugstore uniform is blue vest and black jeans, but whatever, and assumed I worked there. She was nice enough to admit her mistake, Canada, and still look a little embarrassed when she figured it out. But if it can happen to me, it can happen to you too. Have your game plan ready. Better yet, have 3. 1. Not a Karen, nice but confused. Lower the shields and help them understand. 2. A Karen, but doesn't get into your space. Use small simple words. Clap after each word to punctuate them. 3. Karen plus in your space or touches/manhandles you. Break any hand grip with any sort of martial arts move you know. Wrists hurt when twisted. Fingers can be bent if necessary. Bonus points given if it leaves a mark and or lasting impression on the person assaulting you. Call the cops. Press charges on them. Why would you even think I work here? I was in a popular craft store and the uniform there is a red shirt with company name in big letters on the back and black leggings and they usually have on a black lanyard. I was wearing my green PT shirt with army written across the front jeans and I'm awful and always lose my car keys, so I keep them on a blue lanyard advertising our CMP careers. I'm walking back over to Cake Stuff to get something for my mom and this lady keeps saying excuse me and at first I assume she's talking to one of the many employees around but then she poked me in the shoulder and said very loudly excuse me, I need you to open the watercolor case. I said sorry miss I actually don't work here and she sort of snarled and rudely said well you have a lanyard. I was not here to put up with anything I was here for my cake pan. So I said yes my police lanyard with car keys attached along with a military shirt means that I must work here. She then walked away saying something under her breath and I went and paid for my cake pan.